Hey, Hoff here. Welcome to Hoffcast. Cheers to anyone watching tonight. You're welcome. Anyone's welcome to be here. I appreciate that you'll be here supporting or watching. If you do that, if you like the shows, always give a thumbs up. You know, not just for me, but for anyone you support, especially in this day and age where censorship's such a big deal. I always appreciate it as well. So I hope everyone's doing great tonight. I'm doing all right. I'm a little tired. You know, it's been a busy week. Before the show, for the last week, I've been doing this where I compiled things that I want to talk about, and I kind of built myself a mountain tonight. And we got to start to climb that mountain because we have a lot to talk about. A lot. My voice is a little better than last night, but I can't guarantee it's going to hold up from everything we have to talk about. So if you have anything to say in the comments, if you're watching, go ahead and put it in there. I usually call them out as long as it's not, as long as it's relevant and it's, I mean, I usually read the offensive stuff too. So I'm not going to say it's nothing, you know, racial. I'm not going to read that. Cheers. All right. So I hope everyone's doing good tonight. I'm in a good mood. Let's get right to it. Let's start off with something good. I'm sure you all have seen this story, right? This is this is so good. This is so good. This guy is like he's my hero. Italian man wears fake arm in crazy attempt to avoid getting the jab. Aruni there. The jabroni. That's what I'm going to start calling it. The jabroni. Look at that thing. So I don't know if that's exactly what the guy had. You know, it says the man was busted for wearing a bodysuit complete with fake arms. So, I mean, I give him an A for effort, but I don't know how that would work. Wouldn't the needle get through? Regardless, this guy was desperate, and he that's engineering right there. That's ingenuity. That's when you have a problem, you try to find a way to solve it. And this guy, he came up with the best he had. He's like, I mean, I can't put my real arm out there. What else am I going to do? Try to get a fake one, I guess. It says an Italian man thought he had an ace up his sleeve to circumvent his country's COVID-19 the mandates there, but was busted when he showed up. Bursted. I don't know why I said bursted. He was busted when he showed up for his shot wearing a fake arm, according to a report. The creative anti-blah, blah, blah may have paid hundreds of euros for the silicone prosthetic, which he wore to the vaccine center in Biella. 50-year-old who sought to avoid the jab but still get the so-called green pass, signed a consent form and lifted up his sleeve for the healthcare worker who didn't notice anything amiss at first. Does that tell you anything about the people who are given these things? Someone's got a fake arm and they don't even notice that? I mean, either this is a really good fake arm, or this is a really bad nurse or doctor. He almost got away with it, is what they're saying. But when the woman touched the faux limb, she realized something was odd, told the man to remove his shirt, and discovered the trickster's strong arm tactic. Man, they're full of puns in this article. The worker, Philippa Bua, I don't know, 60, said that she felt offended as a professional, adding that the color of the arm made me suspicious. That's racist. That's racist. Was it because it was a white arm? The white arm triggered this lady, I think. The white arm triggered this lady. Or maybe it just didn't match. That's probably the case. It was well made, but it wasn't the same color. Well, yeah, I don't know. The guy maybe could have used maybe a little touch up on it before he went in. You know, maybe just ask a lady for some makeup to kind of blend it a little bit. I don't know. Maybe if you're buying prosthetic arms to avoid COVID, the Corvid jabronis, you probably don't have a lady, so maybe that's why you couldn't ask one. Or yeah, I mean, but if you're that ballsy to go and buy this, why wouldn't you just go the extra step and blend it? This guy had a good plan, didn't think it through. That's why I'm thinking it through for him. So if anyone else wants to do this, I'm trying to help you out. You either buy the right one, which obviously it's probably still probably gonna poke right through it, even if you do try this. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how deep it has to go, but you know, just make sure you blend it or you get the right one. She said, at first I thought I made a mistake, thought it was a patient with an artificial arm. The shameless man still tried to persuade her to turn a blind eye to his ruse while injecting some. This is just full of puns. Injecting some levity by asking, would you have imagined that I'd have such a physique? I mean, this guy obviously has a sense of humor if he's doing something like this. You know. This guy's got a good sense of humor. He's a very crafty man. This person said, maybe beneath the silicone, I'll even put on some extra clothes to avoid the needle reaching my real arm. So we're all thinking about how this is a good idea, and we're trying to make it better. This guy he had a good idea, just didn't pull it off. Cheers to him, though. But I know everyone's heard this story. If you hadn't, that's why I read it for you. The legend of the Italian man who wears the fake arm to avoid the jabroni. But what you might not have known is there's a follow-up to this story. And I'm about to, if you didn't know, there's a follow-up. I'm about to show you that follow-up. I'm trying to pull her up here. See, this guy, he actually he's a victim of the system. I got so many tabs up, I knew it was going to be an issue. Here we go. I finally got it here. Like I said, I built that mountain. Now we're climbing it, baby. Here we go. So here's the follow-up. This is from December 6th. Italian man. This is from yesterday. Italian man who tried to use the fake arm to avoid the jabroni says his life is ruined. Oh, man. Someone started GoFundMe for this poor fella. This guy, he's being forced into this stuff, and now he's look, there he is right there. He doesn't even look like a crazy guy or nothing. He just looks like a regular dude, you know? He doesn't look like one of those people you see on the when you go to the gas station and there's the paper right there of the current the recent arrests. This guy, you know, he doesn't look crazy. That's what I say. You know, he's a very smart man. The man who tried to dodge Italy's jabroni using a fake arm is a dentist who claims the ridiculous ruse has ruined his life. Guido Russo 57, they said he was 50 in the last article. I'm sensing fake news one way or another. Had refused to get the jab before showing up Thursday at a vaccine center. We've been here. But I guess reporters are trying to track him down, find out more about this guy. And he says, "Go away, you have ruined my life." A peeved Russo told reporters from behind the door of a villa in Pettinengo. I don't think I said that right. "Go away. I'll call the..." I'm not even going to try that word. I'm guessing that's like the police in Italy. Russo had told the nurse last week, who uncovered his bogus arm, that he found himself in a bind. He said, "I don't want to get the jab, but I need the green pass to work." See, this is the situation we're in. People going to desperate lengths like this. Granted, the man, I applaud him. I applaud him. But I don't know if it's foolproof. I don't know if this whole ordeal is completely going to pan out. We got to find, like, you got to put something else under that, or I don't know, cut your arm off and then just put another fake arm on there. Shane, what's up, man? I'm glad you could be here. Yes, this guy is a goofy bastard, but I also feel bad for him when you read this article. Unless you're calling me the goofy bastard. But either way, you're accurate. Russo is being probed for attempted fraud. And it's not the first time that he's a dentist. The dentist has been investigated. In 2016, he and a dental technician were accused of practicing dentistry illegally in his office. Okay. Well, maybe he got... when was this? 2016? Huh. I don't know what's going on in Italy in 2016. Why you have to do illegal dentistry. That sounds like a whole news story in itself right there. Am I wrong? That sounds like a news story. Why are people practicing illegal dentistry? And did he just lose his license? An action like this would be serious for anyone, but it's even more serious because it offends our profession, our order. Fuck these doctors, man. It's a lack of respect towards those who, in 2 years of the planned scamdemic, have worked with self-denial and a spirit of service, even at a detriment to its own health. So do the people in Walmart who show up every day and they're all still there, man. How about those videos of all them doctors dancing, you know? And here's the woman. Here she is. This is the nurse. And this photo was taken, I'm sure, about 3 seconds after she realized what was going on. You could tell by the look on her face that that's the face of a woman who just realized that they even slapped a microphone on her within those 3 seconds. You can see that's the face of a woman who just saw a madman, a mad lad, absolutely come up with a great plan. And she almost got fooled. She almost was had. But this guy, man, he's in Italy. It's crazy over there right now, man. So, yeah, he was unable to work for some time because he refused to get it. And now he'll have no choice in the matter after being suspended. Dang, that's a forcing. Did you hear that? Let's highlight this. Let's highlight this part of it. Russo was unable to work for some time due to his refusal to get the thing, you know, the stare. And he'll now have no choice in the matter after being suspended while he's being investigated for fraud. This is seriously like New World Order crazy stuff, man. Like, this is insane. Like, you might think this guy's crazy. What's crazier is the punishments, the forcing of it now. The harassment, the humiliation. This guy, man, if he's a dentist, he'll never work again. Let me tell you that. Miss Stephanie, how you doing tonight? I'm glad you're here. Always glad you're here. She says those dancing doctor videos are the worst. Yeah, they had a lot of time to choreograph those, didn't they, when everyone was dying, apparently. Shane says she just wished she would have thought of it first. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, everyone's a little bit jealous. You know, in the back of your mind, even if you think this guy's crazy, you know, in the back of your mind, like, he's kind of onto something. He was on the right track, but you know, didn't quite make it to the finish line. Now he's being forced. This is crazy. Also, Miss Stephanie, my voice is doing a little bit better tonight. Like I was saying a little bit earlier, I don't know if it's going to hold up. We have a lot to talk about. Mountain to climb tonight. A lot going on. Wookiee Supremacy, how you doing? Long time fan of the Hoffcast. Wookiee Supremacy. I always appreciate you being here, and I always appreciate your input, my brother. Also, Billy the Kid Norwood, doing my shout outs right now. I appreciate y'all being here for Hoffcast. Please, as always, put your opinions and comments in the chat. I'm glad to see you, Billy the Kid. Always glad to see you too, brother. Miss Stephanie says the doctors speaking out here are all getting suspended. I will have to show you the videos. Please do. If you have any links, I don't care if you put links in the chat. No guarantee I'll play them, but I will definitely try to. For sure. But if you can't, can you put links in the chat? I don't even know. I never tried it because I never wanted to do that to someone else's chat. So, but if you can, go ahead. Or, you know, any other ways of contacting me. My email's down there. So, thank you all for being here. Let's continue this story. This story's almost done, I believe, but yeah, I feel bad for this guy. The links that people are going to right now because they know the crackdowns are coming hard. Yeah, the crackdown, like, it's only a matter of time. You see the Aborigines. I talked about this last night in the emergency stream. I wish I had that video up about the Aborigines in Australia. Basically saying that this is a dry run for the rest of the world, the way these lockdowns are happening and everything. Unbelievable, you know. It's this this is all tying in to my entire theory of what is happening, which I kind of threw together last night. I wanted it to be way shorter. I apologize for that, more concise, but I had a lot on my mind. I needed to get it out there. While we're still on the subject of Italy and the lockdowns there and whatnot, this article as well from yesterday, December 6th. Italy makes life uncomfortable for people, for sure. And this is what we're seeing. This is 100% what the last article was about. This is it says Italy is making life more uncomfortable for people this holiday season. Of course, they're going to excluding them from indoor restaurants, theaters, and museums starting Monday to reduce the spread and encourage skeptics to get their shanks. This is where we get into that crazy NWO crap, man. Italian police can check whether diners and restaurants or bars have a super green health pass certifying that they are either jabronied or have recently recovered from the virus. Smartphone applications. Here we go. This is what it's all about. This is what it's been leading to the whole time, in my opinion. Smartphone applications that check people's health pass status will be updated, and those who have merely tested negative will no longer be allowed into concerts, movies, or performances. The measures run through January 15th. When they tell you that, there's no end in sight. The first 2 weeks to flatten the curve, you know, we're at the first 2 years now. It's insane. Black Angus, thanks for being here, man. I don't think I'm going to read that out loud, but I'm glad you're here. Billy Kid says, why do they want everyone to get this? First of all, it's compliance, for one thing. It's seeing how far they can push us. Two, we don't know what's in it. So I'm not saying it's microchips or anything like that. I'm really not, but we don't know what's in this or why they're trying to put it in this. There's a theory that whenever you get RNA into your DNA, when they stab you, that basically changes your DNA and you are no longer human. And these brands like Pfizer and Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, the ones who own, they branded it, obviously. When's the last time you got a flu shot? Which I don't, but and you knew the brand of it. You don't. You just go in, you get it, you know. And these are branded. Pfizer, they used to make fucking Viagra. You know what I'm saying? They used to make Viagra. And now they want to stab you with an experimental gene therapy. And the theory is that these brands that own these particular vials or whatever that go into you, that they now, when they change your DNA, they now own you, basically. That's kind of what's going on, in my opinion. Allegedly, I have to say that. I am on I'm on the tubes right now. Shane says you're not even allowed to exist in Germany if you haven't gotten it. He says to just say that. His follow-up, the Nazis over there are back. For sure, man. They're not just over there, man. It's all over the world. That's why you're seeing countries like the United States and China shaking hands, and that's bad news. That's bad news, brothers. Billy says, good, I'm done with the high price concerts. Me too, man. They're getting crazy. He says, I'll just watch free concerts on YouTube. You can watch a lot of good classic ones. Now the new artists, they found a way around this kind of the stuff, and they're charging like $15 to $25 if you want to watch a live stream of them. Hoffcast is free. Hoffcast's free, baby. You pay $25 to watch the Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters are here. $25 online. There's no chance you'll get sick. You know, Hoffcast is free. It's for you guys, and it'll be free as long as I don't get banned. Cheers to that. But this is true. This is true. Billy says, I've not had a flu shot since I was like 17. Good on you, man. He said, well, because he joined the army, and I salute your service, brother. Wookie says, microchips are called conspiracy theory, while cutting-edge science unveils nanobots that can replace themselves. Yeah, that's crazy, right? I heard that recently. Robots are like basically reproducing now, but they want to end life on Earth any way they can. They want to, pro-choice and all that kind of willy-nilly nonsense. I thought of this earlier when they say a lot of the time when they're saying they're empowering people, whenever it says like empowering women for their decisions, to make their own decisions, a lot of times they're empowering them. That's a false equivalency, or whatever that term is. That's not what they're doing. That's gaslighting. They're not empowering them. It's propagating. It's convincing. It's giving them the go ahead. PG, baby, praise God, but I don't think it's right unless it's under dire circumstances. I'm sorry if my opinions offend anyone, but that's just the way I feel. But I just think that if you look at the Georgia Guidestones, which I think I talked about recently, they say they're trying to get, allegedly made by Ted Turner. I don't know if that's true or not. That they're trying to get the population down to 500 million. So that's kind of crazy. While we're still on this, I got more to go on this. I got a lot more to go on this. That's what I'm all about right now. Let's look at kind of what I've been talking about. I kind of mentioned this last night in my emergency broadcast. I know it wasn't really emergency. I didn't have to go to the bathroom really bad. It wasn't an emergency like that. It was just like in my head, I kind of added a bunch of stuff up, tried to put it out there, So this article right here from Natural News. Am I too loud or anything? Let me know in the chat. If I'm distorted or loud, I can't hear myself. Just let me know how the quality is. I'm here to please you guys. Why is Bill Gates buying up farmland across America? And this is from January this year, and a lot of people have known about this for a while. Bill Gates is now the largest owner of farmland in America. And that is crazy. I was talking about how I've seen these videos, these farmers, they're getting paid way more money from corporations, the government, basically, to burn their crops, destroy them with oil, drag them through the sludge before they sell them. And now Bill Gates owns the most farmland. What does Bill Gates know about farming? He doesn't know shit about computers. He stole everything. He's just a front man for it. You know what I mean? What does he know about farming? What does he care about farming? Same guy who wanted to shoot chalk dust up into the atmosphere to try to block out the sun to solve global warming. If you don't believe that's true, look it up. That's 100% true. They shut him down on that unless he got away with it secretly. Let's check out this article for a second here. Yeah. The fourth richest person in the world. This is from January. Elon Musk, I think, surpassed him by a lot. And he's divorced now. Bill Gates has silently become the biggest farmland owner in the United States. The man himself is the farthest thing from a farmer. I didn't read this article prior. I just thought it was a good headline. And it was something I read about before. But they're saying exactly what I'm saying right here. The man himself is the farthest thing from a farmer. He couldn't even lift a bale of hay, let alone grip the 2 strands of baling twine together with his bare hands. This is good. I like all of the jokes in news articles nowadays. I like the humor. Nevertheless, Gates now owns tens of thousands of acres of farmland across 18 states. Dang, that's a lot. He owns the most farmland in Louisiana, a stunning 69,071 acre portfolio. As if this wasn't enough, he owns another 47,927 acres in Arkansas. I rent a 1-bedroom apartment, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't gonna lie to you. This guy has like a $43 million house. He owns freaking 200,000 acres of land in America. So why is Bill Gates buying up farmland across America? Bill Gates' investment vehicle, Cascade Investments, sounds fishy to me. It has gone to great lengths to conceal his large farmland purchases and have tried to cover their tracks with each monstrous deal. One of the deals was $171 million acquisition concealed by an LLC with 2 employees in a metal-sided building down a dirt road off the bayou. Bill Gates prides himself in philanthropy. You guys know the joke if you watch It's Always Sunny. So why would he be directing his personal investment vehicle to invest farmland? The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, well, good divorce there. I don't know if that was, I think that was another psyop to gain more money. They split their shares. They don't care if they're married or not at this point. Maybe they hate each other, maybe they don't. But they're going to make more money off of this for sure. And maybe Melinda, as crazy as that bitch is, maybe she was smart enough to be like, Bill is crazier than I am after all the Jeffrey stuff came out, about going to the island. So, that's probably it. I hope that's she would be smart enough to do that. Is Gates preparing to control U.S. farmers and dictate the direction of U.S. farming in accordance with the United Nations? Holy hell! This went from This went from 50 to 100 real fast. Is he preparing to launch experimental GMOs across hundreds of thousands of acres of U.S. farmland, dictating the type of seeds and animal breeds that farmers use? It's unclear whether his farmland is being used for conservation purposes or whether he intends to invite foreign influence and experimental genetic altering technologies into the U.S. agriculture space. I'd probably go with the latter. I'm saying that's probably more accurate. Or he's just going to destroy all of our crops and we'll have to eat crickets like Klaus Schwab says. Let me get back to the chat for a second. I got a lot of chat here, and I want to get back to it. Billy says, I love your Christopher Walken. Well, anyone can do a Christopher Walken, you know. I used to do it back when no one did it. Now everyone does it, you know. Fair enough. Fair enough. I wouldn't pay $1 to see the Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters. That was a trap. Yeah, I did see them actually a couple years. I've seen them twice live. I wouldn't see them now though. Punk rock is no longer a thing. There's no punk rock. You have seen videos of Green Day. This was a few years back, probably like 5 years back, when Green Day were performing Billy Joe, and he was Billy Joe Armstrong. He's been to rehab a couple of times now and whatnot. I mean, no offense, not saying anything like that, but he had his crowds chanting at the Green Day shows, no Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. And it's basically just woke me up a lot to the way bands, and I'm very skeptical of a lot of the bands I listen to now, since seeing all this symbology behind them and the underlying messages and the way they got their money and everything. I'm very skeptical of a lot of bands now, especially like Rage Against the Machine, you know, Blink-182. I was never a huge fan of Blink-182. I liked some of their songs, but Tom DeLonge, he was in that whole We Are the Stars or whatever that thing was called, and that was a whole psyop on its own thing. About space and whatnot. You know, Tom DeLonge wanted to talk about aliens and everything. We haven't heard much about aliens since they disclosed the 8-page document back earlier this year, have we? That's weird. That's why I always like to bring up UFOs at the end of my video. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. That's the gamble you take whenever you watch UFO videos. Miss Stephanie said, I've never had a flu shot. Good on you. I think I had a couple when I was younger. I had the measles and the chicken pox. Why is it? Because, you know, you get the measles and the chicken pox, the thing, you only need it once. But like the new one, you know, for the Corv, why do we need so many? Why is this thing mutating so much? They blame it on people like you and me, but we're smarter than that. We know they're lying to us 100%, because the only ones still getting it are the ones who have the dealio there. Shane says, I'm just curious, was everyone this freaked out when the flu shot came out, or how'd that shit go? Well, the thing is, the flu shot was never mandated. That's the difference. The flu shot's always been optional. It's always been optional. Now it's not optional. You know, that's the problem with the new one. But I am curious to how people were skeptical, like when it first came out, what they thought, if it was safe or not. Like, well, back then, I'm not sure exactly what year the flu shot came out, but back then the propaganda was you could smoke cigarettes and it made you healthier, and drink Coca-Cola with cocaine in it, and it was good for you. So who knows what they told you about them back then and got people to do it, you know? I'm thankful for everyone watching right now. I appreciate everyone here. Like I said, leave comments. I try to get to them when I can. Billy the Kid says, Foo Fighters are traitors. Another trap. Wookie says, last show I went to was Slayer. Before the never a big Slayer guy. I like a few songs. My brother was really into them. Black Angus. I'm not going to read that one out loud. I love your comments, though. That's a great comment. Read it. Read it yourself. Shane says he would not pay a dime either to see the Foo Fighters. My buddy Angus says, I think the last show I went to was with me. Me, yeah, we went to see Mastodon and Coheed and Cambria, two of my favorite bands. And don't get me wrong, they got their symbology and whatnot too. But I like their music a lot. Not gonna lie, I try to wear less of their clothing and everything. I'm trying not to put out a lot of things with like pentagrams and everything on them. Like Mastodon, I got a shirt with like all this crazy witchcraft pentagram nonsense. The moon with the star, and you know, all that nonsense. Gems. I try not to do that as much as before. I still do, but now I understand where this comes from. I'm not saying those bands are Illuminate confirmed necessarily. I'm just saying they got some symbology there, and all the bands have symbology. I am saying Coheed and Cambria is Illuminate confirmed. I will say that. I want to do a video on it sometime. As much as I love that band. Yeah, that was a great show, man. It was a great show. Well, yeah, Mastodon's great. I've seen them a few times. They're great every time. New album's fantastic. Shane, I did not pull up any articles on this because I had so much else going on. I should pull it up later, though. I love me and Shane. We've been talking about the Joel Osteen stuff at work a lot. It's crazy that this guy wouldn't let thousands of people into his religious stadium, his religious football stadium, and during the floods. People were dying, their homes were, they had to ride on doors like Rose from Titanic to get away from, to try to survive. They had to leave Jack down in the bottom of the flood. Poor Jack. Cheers to Jack. That door is big enough, bitch. Anyways, Joel Osteen, he didn't want people going into his stadium. So why not? Well, people called him an asshole at the time, which he is. Regardless, he's an asshole. He's a fake. He's a phony. He's a fraud. You make that much money doing religion and nothing. I'm a believer to some extent, but I don't believe in organized religion. I don't care how you worship or perceive. That's on your own behalf. But in my regards, a personal relationship. But what I think Joel Osteen does is tax-free and all about that, the getting the wads, you know what I'm saying? And he stored all of those wads behind a wall in a bathroom, apparently, and a janitor found it, about 600 grand. I hope that janitor, Shane, stuffed his pockets full of about 200 grand. They can't claim it because it was all illegitimate. And I think the last I saw was they were trying to blame this on some theft that happened years ago before they bought the stadium, but I could be wrong. That's just what I think I saw last time. But yeah, that's interesting stuff right there. I never respected that man. Joel Osteen, his eyes are, fuck that guy, dude. Billy says they're going to try to starve us to death. That's what I'm talking about. They're going to try to make it eat crickets, man. Put us in the metaverse. Wookie says Melinda Gates is it. She also wears upside down cross necklaces. He also says Green Day is punk as Green Day is the punk as Kenny G is the good old Kenny G playing that flute or whatever the hell plays things. I can't remember what that thing, clarinet, Squidward. I think it says I ignore the background and just enjoy the music. Well, that's when you understand what the background is and you still like the music, but you know where it's coming from, you can kind of deflect that there's dark arts, that black magic away from you, at least when you know where it comes from. I still kind of feel, I don't know, man. I'm getting to a point where I see everything like I'm looking, I see the man behind the curtain at this point on a lot of things. Call me paranoid, but that's just the way I feel. Well, he said, how many boosters you need with the polio vaccine? I never even needed a polio vaccine as far as I know. All right. Let me get back to, we got a new viewer here. My buddy James. I hate your profile picture, but I love you, bro. I know you'd try a fried cricket. They used to sell. You ever been to FYE? There are a couple. I haven't been to FYE or like Sam Goody or whatever they were called in a while. But there in like the last couple of years, I went to the mall and like I actually didn't go to the mall last year. I just ordered everything online because of the Corv. But 2 years ago, and I think the year before that, you go in there like Hot Topics, and they'd have right there by the register like little boxes of dead crickets, and they were packaged up like it's some kind of Pocky sticks or some Japanese treat or something. You know, it's supposed to look like a delicacy. They're trying to convince you of that. It's already started. It's already started way beforehand. That mentality has started, especially with the people who shop at places like that, especially like the Hot Topics. You know, oh, crickets. I got to be trendy. I got to be wild. I got to be on the edge. But James, yeah, I knew you'd try a fried cricket. Let me tell everyone this. My buddy James here had to do the one chip challenge because he lost Fantasy Hockey League last year. And he went an hour without drinking anything. I think it was like 45 minutes to an hour. This man's a champ, so I know he did a fried cricket and probably not even blink. All right, so we got more to get to here. Let me see what else we got. I guess if we're still on the subject of Gates, I got one more article on Bill Gates here. And it's right on what we're talking about. It's from the same website, Natural News. Mark of the Beast is here. Subcutaneous. I think I said that right. I don't know what the hell it means, but I think I said it right. Subcutaneous quantum dot vaccine passports from Bill Gates are ready to be injected into human subjects. This is from Thursday, December 2nd. This all boils down to getting these basically like a brand in your arm where you can put your Bitcoin, your health records, your currency, your RFID chip from your card on there. You get all that stuff right in your wrist, you know, so you're always good. It's always secure, except when someone wants to cut your hand off for it. You know, did you ever see District 9? That's what it's called, right? District 9, about the aliens who were being prejudiced against, and they wanted that guy's arm, you know, because he had an alien arm. It's kind of like what this all is, you know. If that made any sense to anyone, it made sense to me. But they'll cut off your arm because they want the technology. That's what I meant by that analogy. Made sense to me. Sorry, if you haven't seen District 9, you might not get that reference. Anyways, it says just as the China curse was being unveiled to the world back in late 2019, a team of researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology conveniently rolled out a new injectable marking method to label, identify, and track. I'm getting a strike tonight, babies. And track people based on their status, their jab status. Good thing is both my strikes are gone now, so I can forward one. Funded in large part by billionaire eugenicist. Eugenicist, I said it right in the article. I'm loving these articles tonight. I didn't read into a lot of these. I just knew I kind of skimmed them, but I didn't. That's the best part of reading them for the first time. Eugenicist Bill and Melinda Gates, the transdermal patch technology. I know epidermal is skin, so transdermal, transhumanistic technology. That always sounds bad. Am I wrong? Contains special quantum dots that are inserted subcutaneously. Did it again. Yeah, nice. Into the body. Though invisible to the naked eye, these patches are easily scanned with special equipment. Think of it like an invisible tattoo. Ew, I don't even want a tattoo. I'm tattoo free. Nothing against you if you have a tattoo. Like 99% of people in the world have tattoos. I don't have a tattoo. I never liked needles. I don't plan to get any tattoos. Everyone I know who has tattoos at least regrets one or two of them, if not a lot of them. Unless you just got it yesterday, then you love it. Think of it like an invisible tattoo that a person might inject into, say, the right hand or the forehead. This is going right back to the mark of the beast, you know. And when going to pay for groceries, these tattoos can be scanned, verified as part of the passport systems that are now being rolled out all around the world. All around the world. When the quantum dots are illuminated. So basically, it's like this neon tattoo that goes under your skin. And when a certain light hits it, it can read it like a QR code or something like that, I'm guessing. When they're illuminated, an electron in the quantum dot can be excited to a state of higher energy. Oh, that's a weird phrase right there, higher energy, because I believe this is completely lowering frequencies, making us less human when you do things like this. Maybe a higher energy of whatever. They didn't say what the energy is. Higher energy, but I don't think it's in a good way. In vitro studies based on cell cultures on these dots suggest their toxicity may derive from multiple factors. Soon the fully jabbed will need to get injected with the mark of the beast chip in order to participate in society. We're going to have social credit scores, you know. I was listening. This is something I was listening to recently on Charlie Robinson's podcast, Macroaggressions. If you never listened to that, check it out. It's amazing. I want to shout out the tattoo-free people here tonight. Miss Stephanie's tattoo-free, Shane tattoo-free. Nothing against people if you have tattoos. Once again, I don't like needles. Never have. But anyways. What was I on about? This is all part of like this is the plan. The social credit scores. Like I guess it's like that Black Mirror show. I never watched it, but I've heard a lot about Black Mirror. And I heard about the episode about the social credit scores and whatnot. And with the Charlie Robinson thing, they're now trying to do like a environmental score based on what you buy, whether it's environmentally friendly, if it's green friendly or not. That's what AOC's pushing the Green New Deal and whatnot, you know. That's what they're doing right now. They're trying to bullshit us out of everything that we need, and they're trying to make us part of this. I'm trying to make us robots, basically, or phase us out with robots. As in the chat was saying earlier, these robots are getting crazy. I saw this robot lift this woman up with his arms. I'm thinking, man, why would you trust that robot to lift you? If it's strong enough to lift you, why would you let it lift you? Those arms could crush you. Do you remember Iron Man 2? When Justin Hammer had those, I'm making a lot of movie references tonight. I apologize, but when he had those Iron Man robots and they were testing them out, and one of them twisted at the waist, and there was a guy in there, and he said, that guy's fine. Well, I don't trust these robots, you know. I don't trust these nerds. Billy the Kid, tattoo-free. Cheers. Once again, nothing against people with tattoos. Some people have some really badass tattoos. I've seen some badass tattoos, all right? I kind of wish I was a tattoo guy. So I wish I could do it sometimes. I just can't. I'd love to have my face all tatted up, dude. Have big 69 on that thing, dude. That would be cool. We were just talking about this a little bit ago. Shane says, bro, they're trying to have robots reproduce. They do have robots that are learning to reproduce now. They do. This is something that's happening. I was talking about that earlier. They want robots to reproduce, but they don't want humans to reproduce. That's what all the pro-choice thing is about, and why that's such a huge deal right now. And let me tell you, I saw a lot of this coming. A few years back. Not with a clear head, but I just saw how a few years back, before this virus hit, that how controversial vaccines were for children when it came to I said the word when the jabs, how controversial the jabs are when they come to children, when they give the jabs to the kids when they're born, you know, and how that autism rates are on the rise. And I swear half the kids on my block have autism. That's an AJ quote. But it's probably true. Nothing against that at all. Beautiful kids. Nothing about that. I keep my vision above the shoulders or below the knees. That's all I do. But yeah, they're special, very special kids. And I think that I saw this coming. They saw that they could use this very controversial subject when it comes to kids back before this virus, when it came to, well, kids might be getting autism because of these, allegedly, maybe. And you saw the rate rise. And then they saw how that could diversify people even more. And I think they said that's a golden opportunity to just split people in half here even more, divide and conquer. You know, that's what's happening, dividing and conquering with all this stuff. And, you know, with the race crap, you know, the vax crap, gun laws, freedom of speech. We're really being attacked on all sides, worse than we ever have before right now. People said things were worse whenever Trump was just tweeting mean shit online. So, I remember when gas was $1.69. I miss that, huh? Do you? Cheers to that, man. The good old days. We're going to think about that. We always be like thinking about Reagan, you know? Let me try to get back to the chat here in a minute. Miss Stephanie said, if she did get a tattoo, it'd have to be sentimental. Yes, it'd have to be something probably family oriented if I were to ever get one, but that's it. Because I never trusted, like, say I like a band and I got their tattoo, and then I'm like, a few years later, I'm like, fuck this band, which just happened with Foo Fighters. So I'm glad I never got a Foo Fighters tattoo. Shane says, oh, I already read that one. Well, that's a good point too. I mean, like my blood family, not. He says if you want to destroy a relationship, get their name tatted on you. That's all of my uncles did that. All 5 of my uncles did that, and then 100%, that was the result. Angus says, "Can't wait to have robot brothels." Well, man, I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him. You know, if that thing malfunctions. Dude, my everything I own malfunctions all the time. I'm surprised I'm still live with you right now tonight. It's a miracle. Wookie says, yeah, I'm not putting my junk in a robot. I don't need to be that guy that learns how. I did not read that previously. I did not. Wookie, we're right on the same wavelength. We're not as kinky as Angus over here. So let's get back to some news, man. I got so much more. Oh my gosh. I have so much more. I built this mountain. I don't know if we're going to climb it all. My buddy Shane said maybe just save some for the back pocket. I'm going to see how far I can go. I feel like I haven't even started yet. Of course I have to. Okay. Too many tabs open. We're going to have to fix this problem real quick. You know, I was going too hard at it. But we're going to come right back. And with a hot one. We're coming back with a hot one here. We're going to change the subject here. Go to something a little bit different. And this headline: Jussie Smollett tells court he had cocaine-fueled gay bathhouse escapades with alleged attacker. What? Jussie Smollett tells court he had cocaine-fueled gay bath. This is not fake news. This is not fake news. This headline is written in a funny way, but this is not fake news. This is completely true. Wow. Nothing. I don't even know how this is relevant to the case other than he just admitted that he knows these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of what I'm going to get into here in a little bit. Like, you don't want to testify on your own behalf. You just want to plead the fifth and get out of there. Pay your lawyer to do the work, you know. Every time you go up there and you say more, it gets worse and worse, especially when you get a headline like this. And that is a juice. Hey, Shane, that is a very juicy headline. Let's read through some of this. On the witness stand Monday, Smollett told the jury how he grew up in a close-knit family of 6 children and started performing as a child actor before getting more into music. He said he came to terms with his sexuality in his early 20s when he got involved in... Listen to this. I gotta zoom in on this. When he got involved in charity organizations, including a group that fights AIDS in the black community. In all fairness, that's not a bad thing to do, I guess. But I don't trust anyone this shady who gets involved in charities. Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell, she sent a lot of money to groups that fought human trafficking. Just saying. I don't trust people, celebrities, especially Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, when they say they're donating money. They got more money coming in than they're sending out. That's for sure. He said he auditioned for a role on Empire. I don't care about all that. Let's get to the good stuff, huh? Prosecutors say Smollett staged the attack because he was unhappy with the Empire Studios' response to hate mail he received. I think the real story was he was unhappy with the amount of money he was making. He wanted more. You know? Isn't that that's the old Terrence Howard approach, right? I'm not saying he staged a hate crime. He dipped out of Iron Man. So did Ed Norton. He dipped out of the Hulk. The letter included a drawing of a stick figure hanging by a noose with a gun pointed at it and the word MAGA. An apparent reference to the Donald President Trump's slogan, "Make America Great Again." So he got I wonder who drew this stick figure with a noose and the MAGA. I wonder who drew it. I wonder who sent the hate mail. I seriously wonder. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Sorry, neighbor is being loud again. I wouldn't imagine that it could have been Jussie Smollett who drew the stick figure and sent it to his own account from a different email address. Couldn't have been him trying to have some receipts or something, some bullshit receipts. Man, this is just crazy. The guy is like tripling down. He's quadrupling down. Like, he's still sticking to his story. This guy's still sticking to his freaking story, man. I don't know how. I don't know if I respect that or not. I'm kind of on the fence about it. He's like, this is my story. I'm sticking to it. Screw you guys. We got a little bit more on that. Let's see right here. Here we go. The biggest takeaways from Jussie's trial testimony from yesterday. Smollett, 39, is facing 6 felony. 6? I didn't know that. He's facing 6 felony accounts of lying to police could be slapped with a sentence of up to 3 years behind bars if convicted. We know he's not winning this. I didn't know he was up for that. I doubt he's going to get any of that kind of sentence. He'll probably get slapped with a freaking ankle bracelet, you know? But I did not know he had 6 felony accounts. Dang, dude. That's a pretty good record. That's like more than 6 stars on Grand Theft Auto, isn't it? He got the 6th star. That's like the bonus star out of 5. Smollett said he kept a noose around his neck because his creative director told him to. It's all about feeling like a victim. It's all about getting in that victim mentality. So when you play on a TV show or in a movie, that you become that victim. You can be more of the victim. More on Alec Baldwin later. This is what they do. This is, and you know, racism is rampant when you have to make up a story about 2 Trump supporters in the middle of the night, in the middle of Chicago on a cold night, just waiting for some guy to walk by. Lucky enough, they caught their white whale that night. Well, not a white whale. There's no, that was just slip of the tongue, Freudian slip. They caught their white whale that night with Jussie Smollett. And they got what they wanted. Allegedly. When police arrived at Smollett's home about an hour after the alleged attack, the actor was captured on body cam footage still wearing the rope-like noose around his neck and told cops, "I just wanted you to see it." I just wanted you guys to see my pain, even though I hate police, defund police. Dang, man. Because why would I keep it on? Smollett says when asked when he took the off the rope. Frank told me to put the stuff back on as to not mess with the evidence. Well, that's not what you said on body cam. Smollett said he didn't want to call the police because he doesn't trust cops. There you go. Didn't want to look weak. And you're looking like the weakest person in the world right now, man. Like, your story is the weakest story of all time. The actor testified he would never call the police because he is a black man in America and he doesn't trust police. This is all pandering. It's all the same thing over and over and over and over. People are not believing this stuff. People aren't listening to it, especially people like us right here tonight who are knowing that this is all BS. We see it. We see the man behind the curtain. We know this is all lies. And it all comes back to this. He also said, as an ambitious actor, you have to remember this man is an actor. Once again, we'll get back to Alec Baldwin here in just a minute. I think that's going to be the next subject. He hesitated, however, how it could impact his career. He wanted to basically get more money. He thought if he got more attention like this, he'd get more money. He goes, I want to play a boxer. I want to play a superhero. I want to blow stuff up. Sounds like this guy has little man syndrome. You know what that is? So the moment I got beat, I became a F word who got his ass whooped. Man, this guy has a completely distorted sense of himself, the world, who he is, who his entitlement to anything. Why is this guy entitled to playing a superhero? His ego is so big, he faked a hate crime. And he's saying he wants to blow stuff up, play a boxer like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, George Foreman, you know, good grills. Cheers. This guy's entitled. He was probably raised rich as hell, you know. I don't know his background. But the greatest thing about all this is, if you are not a fan of Don Lemon like me, well, apparently, you know, they were in cahoots together in order to get this story bigger in the media because they text each other. Smollett, here we go, claims he had sexual relationships with one of the brothers. So one of the guys he hired, as the last article said, you know, they were going to the gay bathhouses. Says Osteen, that's one of the guys who he hired to beat him up. And he had sexual relationships with Smollett. And he said last week on Osteen, under oath, said that he is heterosexual and did not masturbate with Jussie at the. Hold on, give me a second to read this. Last week, Osteen said under oath that he is heterosexual and did not masturbate with Jussie at the bathhouse, but did admit he had gone to the location with him at least on one occasion. And there he is right there. Man. Oh my gosh. He did not masturbate with Jussie at the bathhouse. So he was there, and a lot of people were just in a room just whacking off, and he's the only one there not whacking off? Is that what he's saying? I don't believe that lie. That's the biggest lie of this whole case. That's the biggest lie of the whole case right there, that this man did not engage in the circle jerk. That's the biggest thing we should be investigating, is whether or not this man did or did not. We should be cleaning up that bathhouse. We should be swiping for DNA, because I'm sure there's a shit ton of it out there, and we'll know whether or not this man did or did not participate in Jussie's circle jerk. I hope we get the truth one day, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers. And this is what I was saying earlier. Police said, you know, police bad, you know, said Smollett staged the hoax because he was upset with his salary. This is how much he was making. The actor testified when he was on Empire in 2014. He was paid roughly $27,000, $28,000 per episode for a 10-episode season. So he got like $250,000 to $300,000, basically. He was bumped up, and he was making like $100,000. 80 grand per episode, 90 by season 4, 100 by season 5. He's making $1 million a season. That's entitlement right there, ladies and gentlemen. He started out on his first episode making just a little bit under what I make in a year. So, just saying. So that's the current tale of Jussie Smollett. That's the current tale of that so far. And while we're on the subject of lying celebrities, we're going to get straight into some Alec Baldwin here. We're going to get into some good Alec Baldwin. And this is all the same thing. They're part of the same wing, you know. They're on that other side of the coin. So here's this one. I got to lead up. This is lead up to something else. Alec Baldwin deletes his Twitter account days after a shock ABC interview. And yeah, why would you ever, like I was saying about Jussie, why would you ever go and just basically state your case on national TV? You know why? A lot of this is fake. The story has changed a million times. I'm not as much of an expert about it as look up H.A. Goodman. He's really good about this. He follows the Alec Baldwin story every day. He's got 1 million videos. That's the guy you should listen to about this. But I do know the story don't add up. Let me get back to the chat for a minute, because I appreciate all you beautiful people out here. Angus says, you mean he threw away all that yummy chocolate to pull a hate? Well, I think it didn't work out the way they thought it would when it comes to Jussie. Wiki says groups that claim to be against human trafficking. Yeah, they're usually the most. You should look into those. Yeah, you should probably audit that any groups that are against human trafficking or anything of the sort. You should probably audit them, just like PETA. Probably take a look at them people. Wiki says look up Laura Silsby. I'll put it in the Google. I don't know anything about Laura Silsby. Can't guarantee I will show anything on her tonight, but if it's relevant, I might speak on it. Okay, so it's exactly to do what we're talking about. All right, let's show it. I love when this happens. I love when things just line up. Let's take this down for a second. Let me bring up this Laura Salisbury lady. Since we're right there on that kind of thing for a moment. So this is an old story, actually. This lady, was she go to Haiti and like kill a bunch of kids? Laura Silsby, the leader of 10 U.S. Baptists. Hey, I'm Baptist, but I know there's bad ones. 40-year-old Idaho businesswoman convinced members of Idaho's Central Valley Baptist Church to follow her dream. Was Baptist, I'll say. I don't follow organized religion. I was raised Baptist. Anyways, follow her dream of building an orphanage in the Dominican Republic for Haitian children, but her other business and personal ventures reveal a checkered history. Checkered, illuminate. Silsby has faced 14 legal complaints for unpaid wages in connections with her. So she had 9 traffic citations. Does that mean by cars or kids? Unless, oh, it is cars. Okay, including 4 for failing to register. I wasn't sure at first. I didn't know if that's how they said it. Hey, you're human trafficking. Well, you got 9 citations. You got 9 traffic citations for these humans. I didn't know. I didn't know how they do this. She defaulted on the mortgage. Her motives. She probably went down with good intentions. Maybe I'm not seeing this in the. Oh, it says we have not. Here we go. Here's the juice. Here's the juicy. We have not in any way trafficked. Well, you got 9 traffic violations, citations. Have not in any way trafficked or kidnapped children. We came out here for our best to help them, Silsby said. Once we were asked at the border to provide an additional piece of paperwork for the Haitian government, we willingly complied. So I'm not going to look completely into this. I need to look more into it. It looks like this lady might have been trafficking. Might have been. It looks fishy to me. Shane says he won't get convicted. No, he will get. Jussie will get convicted. He ain't got a leg to stay. He ain't got a. Oh, Mr. Bet. I can't make that joke. I can't make that joke. He ain't got a leg to stand on. He ain't got a fake arm to get jabbed in. That's a joke I can't make. Maybe not. Who knows? But that's better than the last one I was going to make. Cheers. I think he's trying to push the gay thing more than anything. Why else is he talking about circle jerks in court? What does that have to do with the case? How much did he pay this guy to not? If this, okay, so say that guy with the crazy last name I can't pronounce, say he was the only guy to not circle jerk in Jussie Smollett's circle jerk. Say he was the only guy. Is he the cock? Did Jussie pay him to be the cock? These are questions I want answered. We're looking in the they're distracting us with the fake hate crime. What I want to know was this guy there in the circle jerk and he did not participate, or was he paid to be a cuck by Jussie? I think that will tell you everything about what is going on if you knew those facts. I think that would completely, if everyone knew those facts, there would be no trial. Shane says CNN will say the MAGA people who attacked him were in the jury. I would believe that. I would believe that. He says, yeah, those white supreme, sour cream supreme Nigerian twins, those ones, yeah. Apparently they're in the same boat as Jussie. You know, they swing the same way. That's why they all know each other, and that's why he paid them off. You know, they used to do cocaine and whack off around each other. Who knows if it went any further? Nothing against that. If you're into that, nothing against it. Nothing against that. I mean, I don't think it's not part of the way I believe religiously, but if you choose to do that, you're an adult and you're not trafficking kids. I don't care if you do it, but it's irrelevant to the damn case unless he's just trying to push his victim card even further with being a minority and a gay man. And I think that's exactly what it is. Yes, that was his Angus, that was his words exactly, almost verbatim, if not. Wookie says, back to Salisbury, she was accused of kidnapping Haitian children, claiming they were orphaned, and when she was arrested, the Clintons, this is the part they didn't say in that article. This is the part I knew I was missing. He says the Clintons gave her their lawyer, who was later convicted of, well, I know what that stands for, and I think we all do. Pizza. That's what it stands for. And that's a damn shame. So I need to look more. I haven't heard about that one. That's an interesting one. I like that one. Shane said somebody didn't climax in that circle jerk, said the guy snitched. That might have been it. Maybe they had an argument in the circle jerk. Things went down, you know, and they didn't agree, you know, who's going to be the cuck tonight. Not me. I was the cuck last night. That guy was out. That's where things went awry. That's where things went wrong. And we're at this trial now. I'm telling you. Pop Culture PB. Nice to see you, brother. Ain't seen you since the early days of my channel. I'm glad you're here, man. Says, Hoff, looking good. I'm sure you're looking good too, man. America, absolutely. America first. Absolutely. I do feel for my Australians, though. I do feel for them. Cheers for the Australians. So where was I? I went into that. That was good stuff. We wanted to get into Alec Baldwin, right? Because this article, I'll read through this one just kind of shortly. And then I want to show you this new video if you haven't seen it, because it's pretty good. So here, this article says Alec Baldwin has deleted his main Twitter account just days after his first sit-down interview about the Rust tragedy with ABC's George Stephanopoulos. If you don't believe me that this stuff is it's all fake, it's actors. Once again, another actor, just like Jussie. Let me go to this one instead and just watch how this is laid out from the very beginning. I'm talking about his interview. Just watch just the first couple seconds. It starts with one of them, take two, bang. You know, it starts out with one of those.
Marker, good.
Do you see this? This
Great.
is like almost for a
Alec,
movie
thank you for
promo.
doing this.
I hope they
You
finish
haven't
Rust.
said much
I
in
want to
public
watch it.
since that tragic accident. Why speak out now?
I hope they finish Rust.
Well, I think that
We're not going to watch all this.
There's a
I just want to
criminal
say they start the interview literally with that movie thing. Like, here's a take. You know, we're doing a take now. I'm sure they do that for a lot of interviews. But dang, when you put it straight out there in the clip and it's that obvious, like, yeah, like it makes it less real. Like I think they were feeling like it would make, maybe it does, makes idiots feel like it's more real. Like you're seeing the raw footage here, you're seeing the real take. Way more fake, more like a movie set, in my opinion. And that's my issue with it. Maybe I'm seeing it the wrong way, but I don't think so. I'm always right. Hoff's always right, you know. But anyways, so he deletes his Twitter account. Let's go back to this. Overnight, the A-lister's verified account has been taken off Twitter, and this account does not exist. He'd been tweeting a lot, you know, for a guy who apparently went through some trauma. It doesn't look like it. During his interview there with Stephanopoulos, during the interview, Baldwin made the shock claim that he did not pull the trigger of the gun that killed the lady, and said he had no idea how a live round made its way onto the set. He gave Hufflepuff's detailed rundown of the timeline events and said it's highly unlikely he'll be criminally charged over what took place. What kind of fucking clown world are we living in? All right. Okay. Either they have so, I know Alec Baldwin has fucking millions of dollars, you know. How much can you pay off? How much is this fake? How much is this a psyop, as I was saying last night during my stream, where they're cracking down on literally everything when it comes to things I've been talking about lately with the YouTube dislikes being censored, which now I'll show you during the stream how you can see YouTube dislikes if you haven't already found out how. So stay tuned for that little tip. You can see the dislikes again. It's very easy if you have Google Chrome. Anyways, it's all part. They're cracking down, just like these countries like Australia, China, with Hong Kong, and North Korea. They want that for the world. It's like a slow. It's like a slow, just draw out from these places, like a cancer, a plague, and they're trying to just infect every single area. And they know that a place like America, it's going to be the last fucking stand. They're trying to get us right now, and they're very desperate. And we're seeing that it's not working. We're seeing it with the Let's Go Brandon chants. We're seeing it with the downvotes on the Santa Inc. trailer. We're doing what we can digitally, but the war should not be fought digitally because that's where the war began. I'm not saying we should have a war, but I'm saying if they want one, they're messing with the wrong folk. Amen. Cheers. Angus, thanks for stopping by, man. Talk to you soon. Keep in touch, bro. Thanks, man. That's my opinion on that. Wookie said the sad music makes this interview so much more disgusting. I know. Stephanie says, feels like a film set. It really does. Oh, do you remember that Papa John interview last year where he had 40 pizzas in 30 days? That was a good interview. That's probably my favorite interview of all time. Shane says, which cry looks the best? Take 19. Bang. Put your hand down just a little lower, just like the hammer that you were allegedly clicking back. Oh, that was a bad joke. Okay. Pop Culture says you're seeing the right way. Well, thanks for the validation, man. I appreciate it. Miss Stephanie says, yeah, he said that he pulled the hammer back and that when he let go of it, it hit the round and went off. The fact is, it'd have to be a modified gun in order for that to happen, because real guns don't work like that because I know guns. They don't. The hammer has a couple portions where it has like a safety mechanism simply for this reason. Like, we thought of this way before Alec Baldwin did this. So I guess he didn't because he doesn't know shit about guns. Unless it was modified or unless they were given the wrong gun to the FBI and police after the incident. Look, he says 4th take, 7th, 12th. Cry take was pretty compelling. No. And he says, he said this before he was heading off. I skipped that just to say goodnight to him in case he headed out. But he said it was discussing what was the point of the softball guided questions from a friend to ease public perception. You could say that about pretty much every single gin nutsacky press conference or anytime any of these you see anything like that, you know? These people out there lying to us, just like that woman that you see, that one, nothing against the race, but that Asian woman who's always trying to convince us to get the jabs. And she's like, it's our health responsibility to not put others in danger. And when you're out there and you're putting others in danger, then you are liable. And that woman can go to hell. Shane says, didn't you say that the dumbass said at the crime scene they were friends? Yes, this is, we were talking about this earlier. I want to make a video on this. It's going to be a short video, just a couple clips. Maybe people would just share it real fast. But how different his story was from the time he was at that by the road doing that interview like a month ago. I think it was on Halloween, October 31st. By the way, Alec Baldwin hates the paparazzi. Why would he pull over on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere to talk to him? You know, that's fishy in itself. Everything about this is fishy. So his story from that time until he went on national news to tell his story like a freaking idiot. If this is a real case, who knows? It all sounds so made up and changing all the time. Who even knows how real any of this is? His story changed from that. I knew, I'm speaking for Alec here. He goes, I knew her. She was my friend. We went to dinner. We were friends. And then that goes to the interview, the staged one, you know, with the bang, take 18. And he goes, well, we didn't meet until we got on set, like the first day. And she was a very small talk kind of person. She just kind of said hi and got to business. Yeah. What you doing? What you doing? Alec, what you doing, man? Alec, what you doing? It's embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing. Get your shit together, dude, because you just set your story. I don't believe it's real. That's just my opinion, though, allegedly. I think it's all about propaganda to control guns. I think none of it's real. That's why he said in this sentence right here, he gave Hufflepuffus a detailed rundown of the timeline of events and said it's highly unlikely he'll be criminally charged over what took place. You know what? It's all fake, in my opinion. This is all about gun control. It's all about the YouTube hiding dislikes. It's all about taking away our rights so they can eventually treat us like they do people in other countries. And I feel so bad for those people in the other countries. And I know it's coming for us if we don't talk about it, if we don't do something about it. That's what's scary to me. That's what's scary to your boy Hoff right here, man. But here's the best part of the Alec Baldwin stuff. Here's the follow-up I was talking about earlier. This is a good one. This is a reporter. I don't necessarily agree with this, even though I think Alec Baldwin's a piece of shit. But I enjoy the video. So this is from yesterday. It's from John Levine. He said, I ran into Alec Baldwin on the Upper East Side. This is in New York. So let's watch this clip. It's 30 seconds.
I asked you to leave.
Mr. Baldwin, who's here?
I asked you to go away. Please go away.
It's like you're going to Eyes Wide Shut.
This is not,
oh shit! He's got the umbrella.
This is not this is public property.
Go away. Stop.
Who's here? Did you really not pull the trigger?
A good thing that umbrella didn't malfunction.
Do you believe it went off without you pulling the trigger?
He didn't pull the hammer on the umbrella. He's irate, man. He's a rageaholic. This guy, he's been
Wait,
known.
Mr. Baldwin.
He called it in that phone call from years ago. He called his 12-year-old daughter a pig, harassing her over their phone, saying that she was nothing to him, basically. And then he's fighting with all the paparazzi and people who are parking spots and shit. This guy's a rageaholic. He gets away with so much because he made fun of Trump. He gets a pass on everything. But I also think this is all fake because they're all actors. If you want to get real red-pilled on that shit. Wiggy says you can fan the hammer. It's what if you have a revolver that is made for safety, and well, obviously this movie set had nothing to do with safety because apparently live rounds went off prior to that. You know, you shouldn't have a modified gun on there or have a gun or even live rounds. But it is true you can do that. But these guns are made so that kind of doesn't happen unless you intentionally want it to do that. So Billy says John Schneider is a good video of that single action Colt, how it operates. Was that the gun they were using? I mean, allegedly, the story I've heard is that the armorer, that lady with the crazy hair, and all the piercings and tattoos, that she came out of the church after the shooting with a gun, and they don't even know if that's the real one out of the ones that were actually on set. None of these details add up at all. Miss Stephanie says the relationship with the husband is weird. Yeah, that's all weird, especially the fact that she lied about being like Spanish for a long time. I think she still is lying about that, even though it's already come out. He says, Wookie says this might be a completely fake to create a scenario where he's left, where he's taken out of the spotlight. He's in Jeffrey frequent flyer. See, we saw those CEOs. We were talking about this briefly, I think last night, about all these CEOs stepping down when this trial happens. The same thing that happened when right before the Corv hit, that a lot of CEOs were stepping down, moving positions. I wonder when Elon Musk. I think he already did, right? What position does he have at? He's still there. He just sold a bunch of stock recently. That's what it is. That's what it was. Miss Stephanie says, wasn't she meant to be making the new Epstein documentary? Are you talking about the cinematographer from the Alec Baldwin movie? Because if you are, that's super interesting. Because I did not know that fact. And that's why I love, I'm sorry if I bumped the mic. That's why I love having you all on here. Is because we all learn from each other. If that's who you're talking about, that is super interesting. I need to look into that. Billy said this is the guy who's in the movie Beetlejuice. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate Beetlejuice. Not the best movie, but you know, Michael Keaton's all right, even though he says some dumb shit sometimes too. We all do, though. Who am I to say I don't say dumb shit? Probably said a million dumb things tonight. Miss Stephanie said, yeah, that's what I heard. I need to look into that. That's going to be, yeah, that's research for Hoff right there. That's interesting. So let me see what else we got here. I got a few more good things. We've been on for a little while. I got a few more good things we can go into, though. This is going to be kind of... I don't know a whole lot about this stuff, but I'm going to get into it real quick. I like this article. CNN won't pay Chris Cuomo severance because he got fired, you know. Hold on a second. Okay, so he's not going to get severance pay. He got fired. They're like, we're not giving you the severance pay. Good, you jackass. Good. And this is one of those freaking websites where you got to pay them $8 a month to see the article. Broadcaster was fired on Saturday after probe into his involvement into Andrew Cuomo's defense. And if you don't remember, you know, Chris Cuomo is a huge douche. He's like White Goodman from Dodgeball. You ever seen Dodgeball, Ben Stiller's character? He's kind of like that guy. He's like walking around in those videos being like, hey, I just worked out, got on a sweat today, you know. Wish I had that video up. But this, let's not forget this video. If you haven't seen it, well then please enjoy, because I love this video.
Sandwich. That's it.
Will you eat the whole sandwich?
I will eat the whole sandwich.
Yeah?
Okay.
Who made sausage the
I can eat the whole sandwich.
food? Like, it wasn't like this 15, 20 years ago. It was when Rick Husband did that it became the thing. I think.
Oh, I like that.
This guy's such a creep, dude. This guy is such a creep.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I want to see you eat the whole sauce.
I don't know if I should eat the whole sausage in front of you, but I'm definitely going to eat it.
No excuses. You know everyone, you know the county executive?
Wookie, exactly.
I do.
No
You
game at all. This guy's got money, no game. I'm the opposite. I got no money, but I got game, baby.
It might be real wild.
These
Now
are
there's
just.
a lot of pressure on me to get
Oh,
this.
yes, it is. Oh, yeah.
be on this side. Huh?
Wait,
Yeah,
Can I
that's
take a selfie with you while I eat my sandwich?
There you go.
I think that's a fair trade.
That's a fair trade. Eat the sausage for a selfie. Dude, this guy's like a crime boss,
That's
dude.
right.
You would have thought my golden ticket.
This guy is like a
It's not
crime
easy.
boss, and he's just like never been told no. So one of those entitlement, these rich people, these celebrities, and let's not forget though. As much as we want to make light of that, let's not forget that what this motherfucker did. All right, let's not forget that saying "eat this whole sausage" is the worst thing in the world. It's terrible. You shouldn't treat women that way unless they're feeling it. I don't know. Women are hard to read nowadays. I will admit that. But let's say that let's not forget what we know about Cuomo's nursing home scandal. Governor Andrew Cuomo's administration has been accused of deliberately obscuring the full scope of nursing home deaths in New York. The FBI is investigating, where he deliberately sent people who were positive with the virus into these nursing homes and killed a lot of people. That's why that's kind of a reason why the age range was so high, is because a lot of viruses were getting into nursing homes. And these people, when you're over 80, that'll take you out right there, man. All the things with, the ventilators, he basically just like took out a ton of people, a lot of people, and they want to use the sexual harassment, which is bad, but no one talks about the nursing home thing a whole lot anymore. And you're probably never going to hear about it again, which is very, very sad. It's terrifying, honestly. Imagine being in a nursing home and, that's real to them. The virus is real to them. It affects the old, to me and you, we know what it is. We're going to be all right for the most part, unless you got really bad health issues. But for them, it's real, and I get that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put I'm going to put the invite in the chat for some people, because I got one more subject to talk about, and if anyone wants to come backstage and join me for the last little bit of the show, I will welcome you on. If not, I'll talk about some UFOs. That's the way I do it. That's my plan. It's my backup plan. My plan B. It's my plan B. So if you want to come backstage on me, and I'll be here for a little bit after this show too to hang out with you guys, then click that. And as soon as I'm done talking about this, I will have you on the live stream. If you want to be on the live stream, and if you just want to join backstage, just wait until the show ends. Join this link. He says Cuomo is a traitor, hands down, man, hands down. So the last thing I want to talk about, and I did a video on this recently. It wasn't really a video; it was a small edit that came from my last week's live stream. And this is an ongoing thing. We might as well talk about it. We might as well bring it up because it's still relevant and it's still funny to me. This is from Bounding into Comics. This is a good article right here. Anti-white activist Seth Rogen brags about telling people to go fuck themselves as he calls critics of Santa Inc. white sour cream supremes. Is that racist if I say it against my own race? Is it? I mean no harm. But I don't know. I don't mean no harm. Is it racist if I... Now I'm getting into that shit that they get into. Fuck that. No. Creams. Anti-white activist Seth Rogen recently described critics of his HBO Max animated series Santa Inc. as white sour cream supremes just days after bragging. He makes sure to directly message people to go F themselves, fuck themselves. Go fuck yourself, man. You don't like my show? I'm the best. Entitlement, Hollywood, lies. Once again, it all ties back around. Rogen made his anti-white activism clear in an August 2020 interview with Entertainment Weekly's blah, blah, blah to promote his American Pickle film. I don't know what the fuck that is. Regardless, he goes, I mean, Seth Rogen told this person, I mean personally, I think I'm just actively trying to make less things starring white people. Damn, dude. That's racist. That's racist. I was asking if calling white people who, without any, saying the sour cream thing. And you got Sarah Silverman, who's a big part of the show, doing the black faces, He said, Rogen went on to say, if I'm succeeding or I'm not, I'm very much looking to have a far more, here it is, diverse group of writers and directors and actors that we generally work with, because that group is not incredibly diverse. It's like they all get the same script every time. We don't want to work with any more white people. Remember Jordan Peele? I mean, granted, he is a black man, but it's still, I don't care if you're black or white, you're saying you don't want to work with a race. That's racist. And you say white people can't, they can't have racism against them. They can't fuel racism. Damn, everyone, I'm starting to feel it. I feel the turntables have turned. I'm really feeling it. I'm not lying. I feel like I'm the enemy and I did nothing to nobody. And these white people are telling me to feel bad about it. Fuck you. Fuck you, Seth Rogen. You go fuck yourself. He said, Rogen ultimately concluded, so that's how I've been trying to deal with it, is just to actively take, as they would say, anti-racist measures to assure that some work is done done to acknowledge that black people are very marginalized in American society. This isn't a racist to say, but black people do make up 15% of the population. Also, all the reindeer in that film or that show, they're all based on black stereotypes. So what are you doing, Seth Rogen? But diversity and percentage, equality is it's a myth. Treat everyone the same with equality, but you're not entitled to respect because of how you're born, and you're not cursed to disrespect because of how you're born. And that's what they're doing, is they're basing it all on this, just like the split between what we can say, how we can defend ourselves, and this racism crap coming from Seth Rogen. Let's smoke some weed, guys. Oh man, nothing against weed, by the way, but he built his whole career off that, and that's basically the only jokes. But I like what he says right here. Let's zoom in. He went on to say, highlight this because it hits the next mark right on the head. He wanted to say, if I'm succeeding or I'm not, I'm very much looking to have a fun. If I'm succeeding or I'm not. Okay. Let's see if he is succeeding, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if he's succeeding. We'll take a look at the Santa Inc. trailer. and we'll take a look at the likes and dislikes, and we'll see if he's succeeding. And here it is right here. And as you see, I don't call that success. 4,000 likes, 169 nice, 1,000 dislikes. I don't call that success. But he's still going to push it, like he said. Well, it's funny. He's been so quiet ever since he made that tweet about pissing off sour cream supremes, which I think that was on that last article, but I already closed it down because my tabs are slowing me down. I'm trying to get less tabs. By the way, if you don't already know, and I promised you this earlier, we are looking at the likes and dislikes on this YouTube video. And you might be saying, Hoff, you've been crying about not being able to see the dislikes on YouTube for your last like 5 videos. But you can still see the dislikes. Why are you still crying? Well, I'm still crying because a lot of people don't know this. And I want to tell you, let me show you this magic trick right here, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't already have it, I hope you do. But if you don't, let me show you. And you'll have a good rest of your life knowing a little bit more of the truth. Go to, just search return YouTube dislike. I think it's like the second thing down on my page. And if you have Google Chrome, you just add that to Google Chrome. It's a click. Takes like less than a minute to do. And you're right back in the game, baby. You're right back in the game. Right back in it. And we're seeing all this crap again, man. And it's good to see that. It's good to know. So, let me see. We'll do this really. Yeah, I'm about to wrap up. Yeah, I'm about to wrap up. I think if you still want to join me backstage, hit the invite. I'll put it in one more time. If not, I'm going to wrap up and chill out for a minute. And then I call it a night. It's been a great stream, everyone. I appreciate everyone for being here. It's really been a really, really good stream. I appreciate everyone who's been watching. Everyone in the chat. It's been a great time. But we still got one more thing to talk about. Talk about our boy. Let's talk about the champ. Our new hero. Our future president one day. Mr. Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm just kidding. He shouldn't be idolized like that. But the guy, he's kind of a... I didn't know he was like a boss like this. I didn't know he was I mean, I did. But the more I find out about this guy, the more I like him. Let me say that. Kyle Rittenhouse says, fuck you, LeBron, for Star's mean tweet calling his tears fake. Oh, the turntables turn. Kyle Rittenhouse said, fuck you, LeBron, during an interview. Kyle Rittenhouse was a LeBron James devotee until James slammed Rittenhouse's emotional testifying at his trial. The basketball legend has mocked Rittenhouse's tears in a tweet. Rittenhouse hasn't taken it lightly and addressed it during a recent interview. Rittenhouse surely didn't forget James' mockery before he said that. Oh, in quotes, he said, Rittenhouse says, before he said that, I was a Lakers fan as well. When questioned about LeBron's controversial tweet, Rittenhouse stated, I was extremely pissed off when he said that because I liked LeBron. Then I was like, you know what? Fuck you, LeBron. Fuck you, LeBron. Chinese sellout motherfucker. You want to talk about shit and you got tons of slaves working. I shouldn't have used that word. Tons of workers in sweatshops in Vietnam and China making your shoes. $400 a pop or some bullshit. And they look like crap. Too bright, dude. Look like kids' shoes, man. They look like kids' shoes. If you don't play basketball and you wear LeBron James shoes, you're a child. That's fact. Grow up. You want to be LeBron? You're never going to grow up to be like him. Or maybe you are just like him and maybe he just got the free pass. Who knows? Rittenhouse also said if he could travel back in time, he wouldn't go to Kenosha again. He said, I defended myself and that's what happened. Amen, brother. Everyone should be capable of self-defense. I believe that the right to self-defense is a God-given right. The right to self-defense was up for debate in Wisconsin. I agree with him, man. It is a God-given right. It truly is. So yeah, LeBron made fun of him for his fake tears. This is the tweet right here. LeBron James, fuck this guy. Fuck him to hell. He's probably one of the worst, most owned people. One of those entitled people. I should have just titled my stream Entitlement, because that's what I've been basically describing this entire night, is just how much these rich people think they can tell us what to do and how to feel, what to think. What tears? I didn't see one, man. Knock it off. That boy ate some lemon heads before walking into court. I mean, the kid's like, what, 17, 18? He's going through all this crap, dude. Same day, James reposted a tweet from USA Today. Yeah, that's all that. And then, everyone made fun of LeBron after that because every time he gets a leg cramp, he cries and has like 4 guys carry him off the court. And this is it's kind of the end of it here. I might not do UFOs tonight. I've been on for, I didn't know I did 2 hours tonight. Hell yeah. This one right here, I know Salty did a video on this earlier. I found it absolutely ironic to the T. Georgia mom says Rittenhouse's bad parents are to blame. And this mom is then offed by her own son on Thanksgiving. The woman said online, we can't all be good parents like her. I think that's what it was. Georgia family is still in shock as on Thanksgiving, Marcia Chance, 42, was fatally stabbed by her own son. Arriving on the scene, police found Chance inside a Lawrenceville home on the floor lifeless. Having received reports of domestic assault, the Gwinnett County Police arrested her 18-year-old son, Varian Alexander Hibbert. That's kind of a cool name, Varian. Not gonna lie. It's kind of like Variant, though. It's one letter away. Psyop, who was living at the residence, and charged him with felony murder and possession of a knife during the commission of a felony. While this is, of course, a tragic event for a family days before her untimely death, Chance took to social media to blast the Kyle Rittenhouse trial and how his bad parents were to blame. It should come as no surprise that the mainstream media, obviously, is only reporting on the fact that Chance was murdered by her son. They're not mentioning anything about the rest of it, about her social media. But in the video, which is featured below, I'm not going to watch it. They dive deeper into what was leading up to her death. So I found that somewhat interesting. And you know what? Just for tradition, we'll do maybe 2 UFO videos, because we can't forget. All right, we'll watch a couple. Can't let my audience down. We got to watch a couple UFO videos before the end of the stream. I'm going to wait till this ad ends and then I'll share it. There we go. It's from Mobby777 as always. Big fan of his content. Not all of it's legit. I mean, who knows if any of it is legit? It could all be fake. It could all be CGIs and whatnot. It's fun to watch, fun to speculate. So let's check out this one right here. That's what I'm talking about right there, man. That's that classic look, man. You get those new ones, they look like you don't know if it's a drone or a flying humanoid, something like that. This one's got the classic saucer shape, classic saucer lights, the little lights below, a couple testes there underneath, and that might be where the rays come down and take you up so they can probe you. That's your classic right there. Let's take a look at this. What do these guys got? This just looks like my street right now. We got street lights. I'm guessing we're trying to look at these things up in the sky right here. These aren't street lights. They're just kind of hovering there. That's interesting. Last night, man, I took a picture of the moon. It was one of those moons that looked like kind of like half a toenail that you cut off. And then like the circle behind it is pretty amazing. There was a star right above it. Pretty cool to see.
Mira, hoy vienen más, güey.
So what else we got here? We got a dot on this one. We got a dot. All right, let's see what this one is. Tijuana, triangular. Triangular is classic. Another one of those classic ones. You know, Phoenix Lights. Oh, I like this one. That's pretty good. Oh, am I sharing it tonight? Last week I didn't even. No, I didn't. Once again, I'm playing these videos. Did the same freaking thing as I did last week. So call me out when I'm being an idiot. Mitz, how you doing? Look, I'm glad to have you, Mitz. Glad to have you. Stephanie, you read my mind. You knew. You called me. You called it before it happened. I didn't share it. Again. You called it. Hoff's got bad habits, but I try my best. We're going to share it. We're going to watch it this time. This one's classic. Let's watch this triangle.
Just sitting there.
I love you all. I love all you.
Oh.
Cheers if you're drinking.
Crazy, dude.
I love the I'm not sure which one I like more. I think the flying saucer is my favorite shape. The classic triangle, that's a good one too. They're both aerodynamic. They can both kind of go either, like if it's a saucer, it's got no drag. I think the triangle would have more drag if you got any kind of flat sides on it. Oh yeah, that's good stuff right there. That's good stuff. What is that? Could be Chinese drones though. But I don't know, man. The drones are crazier than that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You see those drones, and they do celebrations in like China and stuff, and they make all these crazy patterns and designs. This is just the 3 light system that the aliens have been using for a good at least 50 years now. It's familiar. They still have iPhone 8s. This is just kind of a beam. What's this one here? This kind of looks interesting. Some of these videos you kind of have to watch on your own. With some good and just pay attention on your own because they're kind of long draws. Oh, this looks cool. Let's watch this one. Man. Look at it slithering through the sky. Or is it the illusion of the fog and clouds moving over it? Who knows? Either way, there's a sort of thing of beauty about it. You know what I mean? About any time you see something in the sky that's kind of beautiful or unexpected or unexplained, there's always a kind of beauty, a fear, a curiosity about it. It makes you feel... I don't know if any of you guys have ever witnessed a UFO. I've seen a few in my day. I'm not saying they're aliens or anything like that. I'm just saying I saw stuff that was crazy. Never seen a ghost. I'm not saying ghosts don't exist. I've never seen a ghost in my life. Nothing paranormal has ever happened to me in my life. Maybe I'm not attuned to that part of the world in my brain, but I've seen some crazy stuff in the sky. That's for sure. And when you see it, the feeling comes over you, man. You're just like, what's really out there? Where are we? Who are we really? Mitt says the tentacle ones freak me out. Yeah, I've seen those. Oh my gosh, they look like kind of like the Dementors from Harry Potter. I think I got that reference right. I'm not a big Harry Potter guy, but I think it's kind of like that, where that this like flowing stuff behind them. The flying humanoids. Billy Kid says, when is Independence Day? War of the Worlds. Absolutely. So I'm going to wrap this up. Please like the video. Hoffcast is free. All I ask him that you do is maybe like it, share it. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Help me out, you know. I'm here every Tuesday. I'm doing 8:30 p.m. right now, every Tuesday. Maybe do some random streams throughout the week. And I try to do some edited videos on occasion. Those take a lot of time, though. Those take a lot of time. We says, thank goodness we're talking aliens. I stepped out for a second, came back to... I know I read it wrong the first time too, Wookie. I did. I read it. I thought it said testicle. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it said testicles. Yep. So yeah, thanks for everyone for being here. This was such a fun stream tonight. Really like a great time. I just feel like we're doing better things every week, that we're having a better show every week. More people are engaging. We're having more fun. We're learning more things, and I'm loving this. Once again, last chance. I'll give you 10 minutes. I'll stay backstage 10 minutes. If not, I'm going out. But if you would like to join me backstage after the show, the link is right there. If not, I won't take it personal. I'm not going to take it personal. But the invite's there. I'm pretty tired, but I will chill with you. So thank you all for being here. Great time. Please support Hoffcast if you can, just by sharing or liking. Maybe tell someone if you like the video or the stream. And like I said, Tuesday night's our night, all right? Tuesday night, Hoff is going to be here, 8:30 p.m. I want to say cheers to you all right? Let me stop the screen. Cheers to you all. Thank you all for being here. You mean the world to me. Let me go back down the list real quick. Thank everyone, all right? Let me thank Shane, Miss Stephanie, Wookie Supremacy, Billy the Kid, Black Angus Reviews. Let me thank, I thought I had another one in here. PB Pop Culture PB, we got him. Glad to see him so much. Wow, this chat is on fire. I didn't even realize it. Dang, I'm scrolling through this thing like crazy. What a great group. I'm so glad. And I welcome you all back for my future streams. So, Myth says, oh, thank you. Thank you all. Rock out with your socks out. Great stream. Good show. I appreciate it. Mitts, don't worry. I'm going to try and leave it up as long as I don't take it down so you can watch it later. Mitts, I know I haven't really used a lot of your information that you sent me, but I appreciate it. So, and I didn't know any of this stuff. So if you got any more of that lowdown information for me, any of that good stuff, send it to me. I'd really appreciate it. All right. And because that's good stuff to know about. And even though some of it I got to be kind of careful of when I'm talking about things on here, well, doesn't matter. Still like to know it, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate you very much as a viewer, as well as the rest of you. You all have a good night. I'll be backstage. And if I don't see you backstage, then I'll see you possibly be another stream this week. If not, I'll see you on Tuesday. So once again, just take care of yourselves. Look after yourselves. Don't take any wooden nickels, as they say. You know? Have a clean mind. Know what you're doing. Know when you're being lied to. Know when you're being gaslit. I love you all. Thank you. Hoff signing off. Cheers.